Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
What's up, people and friends and strangers and everybody else? Welcome back to the TV Terminal. My name is Adam Vale, senior editor over at thecoalition.com.
My name is Lawrence, aka a punk with toys on all the social medias.
And we are here. We made it. It's a bittersweet here because we enjoy Tulsa King, and we're still surprised that it's only 6 episodes for the 3rd season. So this is it. Tulsa King, season 3, episode 6, Bubbles. This is the season finale. Kind of short. All of it. The season was short. This episode, 39 minutes?
I know I talked to you before we started, and I said, I just wish they would have called this, season 3 is 12 episodes, and this is the mid-season finale.
Yes.
Because this just seemed like another episode. I was expecting some payoffs. And I can understand why there's not payoffs, because you only had 6 episodes, and you're still trying to build, characters. But call it one season and say, hey, we're doing six episodes, taking a break the same way The Walking Dead used to, and then go on. To call this the season finale,
yeah, we got no closure. There's multiple stories that were going on, and
now,
yeah, there's just more questions. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. We were definitely, when we first found out it was 6 episodes, we were surprised by that. We were like, all right, well, wow, it's only 6. And then as we're watching these episodes, and we're like, oh, well, I guess the episode 6 is just going to be the big blow off, right? We're going to have all kinds of craziness. We saw what happened with Dunmire, and it's like all Dwight's going to get his payback, and it's going to be all out war, just like we saw in the last season and the season before that. And this one, no, it's everybody doing road trips.
And from the opening scene, like, they're setting up more storylines.
Yeah.
And we don't get a payoff on Bill. We kind of get a payoff on Armand, but I'm still not sure.
Still very skeptical.
There was too much. They mentioned his name too much. They didn't need to mention it this much to give the payoff of what they say happened. So, and we'll talk about that when we get to it, which is right at the end. It's literally
at the end. So we'll just jump into this. But real quick housekeeping. Thanks again for everybody. Thank you all for all the new subs, all the people that came aboard for our coverage of Tulsa King. It's been great. Thank you. We have a few more things coming down the pipeline. We have Mayor of Kingstown. That's kicking off this weekend. And then a week after that, or maybe about 2 weeks, then we have Landman season 2. So those are the 2 other shows that we're going to be covering. So if you're interested, there you go. Stick with us. So,
and I'd just like to say thank you for saying pipeline and not pike.
Who says pike? Who says that?
So many people say, "Oh, it's coming down the pike," and I'm like, "It's
what, like the turnpike? Is that what they think?"
I don't know. A pike is a fish. It's
I'm thinking of the turnpike, like a highway. They call it.
I don't know, but it's coming down the pipeline. Like, hey, that's coming down the pipe. I hear people say down the pike all the time. I guess I never thought of like the turnpike, but not everyone has that. But everyone has pipes. And as a skateboarder, I think of half pipe, but it's a pipe. Your water comes down a pipe, right?
Yeah, it's pipe. It's pipe. It's pipe.
But I hear that, and it's one of those things that just it's eats at my soul, and it's one of those things where it's like, pick your battles to fight.
Yeah, well, there you go. No, but everybody knows it's down the pipe. It makes sense, woo, slide down.
Exactly.
All right. Oh boy. All right. So we get into it. Sure enough, they find the body, right?
Well, no, we get Joanne first asking about.
That's
Bill.
Right. Why do I always jump to
I
always do that.
There's always like a little talking of something. Yeah, so Joanne is asking Dwight about Bill. Why was he here? He tells him he thinks I'm a rat. And she said, why would he think that? And then he goes in.
I told a cop that I'm a rat, and he probably talked to him. I tell everybody I'm a rat.
He totally spins it. So he totally spins it of, hey, they need my help to take down a really bad criminal. He knows everything about us. And if I don't do this for them, they're going to take each and every single one of you down. He knows all about the killings, the drugs, and everything, right? And it's kind of like, but he's like, I'm doing a job for them. Like, no, no. They're what they would call blackmailing, but they don't call it that. They call it an informant.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, oh man, they finally caught up with him. For the past 2 seasons, it's been chaos out in the open. It wasn't like, oh, they're doing these things in closed doors and warehouses. No, it's out in the open, mass shootings on fields and open areas. And remember the bar blowing up with all the gunshots, and we had the other agents that showed up for that, right? Remember the girl he was
Oh yeah.
messing with? They're always on the on the radar. They've always been on the radar for the government. So I don't know why he's acting surprised, or that he has to try to explain it to Joanne. She has to know because she was there also. She saw all this.
Well, that was his big thing. Like, he knows everything about you. So if I don't do this, he's going to take everyone down, right? Again, just kind of ridiculous. But again, like, there have been some weird things, right? Like, they completely dropped his daughter, right? She's in New York.
Yeah.
Okay, I can understand she's in New York. Did everyone seems to forgot that they own a weed shop? Like, that was the whole reason that he was like, oh, we can make big money. Like,
it's literally now probably just a dispenser, like one of those like red boxes. It's like that's probably what it is now.
But then we jump to the distillery and the police finding the body. Which the police don't find the body. Bodie finds the body.
Yeah, and calls
and then notifies them.
And remember that I don't know why he said he was upset by this, because he was like, oh, he's telling Mitch the fact that I had to do this, and I found my buddy's body and all this stuff. But we found this out before in the last episode. But they had said this. They told him.
Knew that. No, they didn't tell Bodie. They said that they would. No, they said we'll let Bodie find out.
That's right.
Because then he would be. Because everyone else wouldn't have a chance. Like, everyone else already knew about it. He would be the most honest that, oh my God, I found this. If he would have known it, he would have been the type that probably would have.
I'm trying to
let something slip.
Because he said he found his buddy when his buddy died, but I'm wondering.
That was the one that the guy killed.
Yep, but I was just wondering if that was also with the police around. So then, let's say if you're the cop working in that area, it's like, man, the same dude found another body.
Well, he was just saying him, like, he's having a panic attack, which again, it's bad enough to find a body in general. To find one that was crushed, I think would be that much worse.
Yeah, it's gruesome, but they try to lighten the mood here. You got mixing. All right, let's give him a hug, and he says, double tap me. I've never heard this before. I've given people a pound. I never had someone talk about the double tap. If you have, put it in the comments if that's a thing. What about you, Lawrence? Double tap? You double tap?
No, I don't hug people.
You don't hug. You're not a hugger.
Not very often. If somebody else comes to give me a hug, I will, but I don't go out of my way. I'm not.
Gotcha.
I don't need to touch you.
There you go. You don't need to touch.
I don't need to touch you to be your friend.
There you go. Well, I mean, this was more he wanted. He was just trying to be there for him. But the double tap was they added for funnies, and it's like
I think it was because the cops were there and they didn't want him to look. That's how I took it. Like, he didn't want him to.
Like putting on a show.
Yes, don't let the cops think like, "Well, wait a minute, like, why is he?"
Yeah. He's just hugging him, and the other guy's not responding, just like standing there. But it also works because, like we said, he just found the body. He could be in shock. It was all mangled up. It's like, hey, you okay? And he's like, it's like, and then he hugs him.
Because you remember the police officers like driving by like really slowly.
Oh, yes.
And this is where we also see Cole is watching, and they see Cole there.
Mm-hmm. He drives over. Yeah, damn Cole.
And then we jump to the bar.
The bar. Very interesting. We brought it up. We might as well bring it up now. That Spencer is Charlotte. Stallone. That's Stallone's oldest daughter.
You said youngest daughter. I thought
the youngest daughter. I'm on a roll today.
That's
nice.
When you think about it, his son that.
Yes,
his son that passed away would have been close to our age.
Yeah, that was sad.
I mean, he was in Rocky 5, right? As like a 13-14-year-old kid.
Yeah, that was 5 because he wasn't in Balboa.
He'd be like 50. I mean, Stallone is about to turn 80.
That is nuts. So
But he's at the bar, and they said we have to do more stuff under the radar, and he just happens to know people in Tulsa or in the area, which is kind of odd because he was out of New York. He's been away for 25 years. But I guess you would think he probably does have a whole bunch of different connections that he can, that he can use and everything. So they devise a plan that they're sending 2 shipments of bourbon to 2 different places. But the problem is they've been shut down. So now they have to go in there and get it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of comical, but at the same time, this is where you start getting into that. I knew you brought up Sons of Anarchy, so I believe you watched Sons of Anarchy.
Oh yes, loved it.
Sons of Anarchy and the Mayans. There were certain things that happened that you went, those were police officers, right? Like, or they like,
well,
no repercussion.
With Sons, it was very complicated because a lot of the officers looked the other way. And then, of course, we would always have officers that came from other towns onto the show to like clean up, the county and all that stuff. Because they knew that they were always looking the other way for the Sons. But in this situation, we don't really know too much about the officers here. Are they really part of this county? Are they coming from another county?
I feel like they were like security because they weren't like.
Yeah, because the guy had told her when Cleo was like, "What are you doing?" When they were like, "Oh, we're chaining things up. That's it. We're closing it down." Yeah, you said it was an accident, but we have to do an investigation and stuff like that. So at first I was like, "Oh, maybe it's just a guard." No, but when you start talking about investigation and doing, I'm not thinking he's doing it, but he must be part of law enforcement, the police department, because he's keeping it secure for whenever a detective shows up to do their investigation.
Yeah, but I mean, they don't leave a security guard there. They just lock it up.
Yeah, that was I don't understand.
But yeah, so anyway, Mitch walks up after they get the cars. He said, "Oh, I left a book," or I forget what he said, and then he ends up stunning one of the guards, and then knocks out the other one, and then they take all this bourbon out. Now again, this is one of those things where it's like, how long were these guys knocked out for?
Doesn't matter. But here's the other thing. Even before that, when Mitch is talking about life and jail and all that stuff, it's like you just tase. I'm assuming if it's not a guard, it's an officer. It doesn't matter. You just tase somebody and you stole stuff that from a secure police location here because they put the chains up, right? This is it. You're not supposed to be there. So regardless of what happened, and he's on probation. That's it. He's done. Either way.
So my only thinking to this is they know that these are all crooked cops. So what are they really going to do? I know that sounds weird where it's like, yeah, you stole cops, but the crooked cops kind of have to watch what they do because if someone says, whoa, wait a minute, don't make me go over your head, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, they're all crooked. We might as well just say that. They might as well just think they're all crooked then, if that's the case.
They don't really address it. I thought they were state cops last time, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cop, again, it's you have police officers, sheriffs, state cops. And then obviously you have, the marshals and, FBI and all that other stuff, right? So there are tiers and who has jurisdiction over things, right? You have your regular police officers, they handle the city. Then you have the sheriff's department, they handle the county. And then you have the state cops that oversee everything. And they all have their own specific specialties. So it's just, there's a lot of, as much as I've enjoyed the show, I know it sounds like I don't, there have been a lot of things that we just went, at least I'm like, okay.
It was, they leave little holes here and there. It's like, I would have liked that to, at least the situation with the police department in this area, a little more tidied up. So then that way we have a good understanding of how that's panning out and if these are guards or this law enforcement, but whatever. Let's just keep going. Then.
Sons of Anarchy seem to be a little bit more believable because they had the sheriff in their back pocket. Oddly enough, Taylor Sheridan was one of the deputy sheriffs.
Yeah. Based on a true story. Based on
a true story. They got fired.
Oh, that is true. That is true. I was really surprised before we move on, just with that scene where we see Spencer at the bar and with that guy, Babe.
Yeah.
They just mentioned it. I feel like he's supposed to come up at some point. Do we see him again?
I don't think so.
No, right? It's like, what was the point of that scene? I don't know. That's just something I just.
Can I get my allowance? You need to do a scene. That's
That's it, I guess so. Exactly.
Um,
All right, there we go.
and then we quickly get Goody telling Dwight that Bill's wife called. He never made it home.
Oh man.
And this is again like when we figured out where Bill is, right? He is in some sort of FBI holding cell, I guess you could say. And I thought, in all honesty, Stallone did a really good job of acting in this. Because he tells, I don't know, like I don't, and he was very confused. And then Goody asked him, he goes, "I gotta ask you, like,
Did you get hot? Did you attack him?
he can push your buttons. Like, are you?" And he's like, I didn't do that. So he's honest, and I thought he did a really good job of acting surprised. Like, I have no idea what's going on here. And we find this out, like we see this and one more time where someone is calling about Bill, someone completely different, and of course this was asked right where everyone heard it. So,
but, I don't know. There's some little things. I don't want to sound like I'm nitpicking with all this, but GPS tracking. They track their vehicles, right? That's one of the things that he talked about, Bill, with his equipment. Don't tell me that he wasn't tracking his own vehicle, or they could have ping on their devices. I would think you would want the whole crew to know where everybody is at all times.
If you have, but these guys, I mean, it's the FBI. They would search for that and remove all that stuff. Yeah, because that's specifically what they do, right? I mean, if Musso is tracking everything that Dwight does, he knows what to look for.
Yeah, that's another thing. The watchmaker never comes up in this.
No, that's again.
I mean,
the only time it comes up is at the beginning where
we go in.
Like, like they, but he doesn't even say the watchmaker. So again, mid-season finale, not a season finale.
He's like, I gotta do this for them, but you don't even do it in this episode. You don't.
So this is where Dwight says we need to call Quiet Ray, and he thinks Ray maybe has something to do with this.
Yeah, because it's not Dunmire style. He was like, I don't see why Dunmire would go down that.
Dunmire would have left him there.
Yeah, to make an example. It's like,
you let him know, like, hey, you know what? You have one less guy, and this is one of your top. This is your partner. The top guy. But yeah, so Dwight gives him a call, and they're setting him a meeting in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
You ever been?
I've never been to Arkansas.
Never been there either. I've heard a lot of horror stories. There's a bunch of horrible true crimes that I've listened to that take place in Arkansas.
The only thing I know about Arkansas is the Razorbacks, and Robo Don't Know is from there.
Oh, all right. There we go.
That's about all that I know.
And that's it. I'm sure somebody's
I can't say I've
listening.
I've ever heard anything good or bad about it. It's not a place that's on my destination to go through. Maybe I drove through there. I don't know if I don't think it's on my way between Texas and Michigan. So
I don't know.
If it was, I don't remember. I'll tell you that much. So this is again where they get these vehicles, and then they go and get the bourbon. So I kind of jumped ahead there.
Booze. Yeah, it's all right. That's all right, because a lot of this stuff was jumping back and forth from different areas. Because, like I said, all three of them are all the crew are split doing different road trips.
Yeah,
we got Mitch and Cleo doing their little road trip where they're going to take their booze to a distributor that Dwight gave them. We got Dwight going with Tyson and Bigfoot to go to the meet, as we find out when he did the whole little song and dance with Ray for the code. And then, of course, we got the Bodie Grace dealing with their whole segment there. So
yeah, we never see where they're going, do we?
I'm assuming that they're doing another drop.
Yeah, but we never see them. And they should have had the biggest drop because they had the big SUV.
Yeah. That's a good point. I'm trying to think back. Yeah.
So then so after they load up the car, we see Dunmire arguing with the inspector general. And then we kind of find out why Dunmire has such an issue with Cole. And I'll let you kind of talk about this.
Yeah, he points to a picture where he sees Cole's wearing camouflage, and that just sets him off.
Which isn't not camo you take into the woods. It was a camouflage collared shirt.
Yeah. No, I mean, I have a camo jacket right behind me. I love my camo, but yeah, he has, but it's a trigger for Dunmire, and we get why. We find out why, I should say, because it sounds like his son passed away in some kind. Maybe he was in the military, some form of action or something, but he passed away. He was in the service, and he points out, he's like, he was a real soldier with the camouflage. Why are you wearing it? And he just puts him down, and now we get it. He had a favorite son, and he lost that favorite son, and now he's dealing with Cole. And I have a feeling if he loses Cole, he's going to lose his mind. It's going to be one of those triggers like, man, why'd I treat you so bad? One of those situations. That's what I get from this relationship. Yeah,
and this way he pretty much tells him, if you want to earn that camo, I'm thinking, you're in the damn house. Like, you're not hiding from nothing, all right? Yeah. There's never been a need for camo at all. You're in Tulsa, Oklahoma, like in the city.
It could be.
There's no need for this. Like,
it's a collar. I've seen people with camo ties. I don't know if you've ever seen that. I've seen that. It could be his style. That with a cowboy hat. I don't know, styling and profiling.
I didn't think too much of it, to be 100% honest.
Well, we can't. Why would we care? I didn't care when I saw it, but Dunmire cared.
I barely noticed.
I mean, I don't really pay attention to it. I'm like, all right, he's wearing a funky shirt, whatever. I think the only time we ever addressed anyone, their outfit, is when Bill was on the phone in the last episode talking to Vince, and he was wearing his cowboy hat, and I found that funny. He's riding a horse, the other one's driving in the city, and he's like, 30, So,
But then we get Dwight.
Wait, real quick. No, the main part though is he basically tells him in his own little way, just, you need to kill him, Dwight. Yeah. You need to go out there and just wipe him clean. He's like, I got people that have eyes on them.
Yeah, that's how you earn that camo. Still, that's not going to earn the camo. You're not doing anything in disguise.
Yeah, I mean.
But then we get Dwight and Tyson, and they're driving in the SUV, and they're just having a long talk, and a lot of filler.
There's that again. When I hear this filler, people like me, it's like, oh, the filler again. Wait a minute. I feel like they're doing this, and maybe this is also my brain with Walking Dead. Whenever they would do these scenes, that means someone's gonna die. And I was like, oh, they're doing this bonding moment again with Tyson. Okay, Tyson's gonna die.
They did do that a lot in The Walking Dead, didn't they?
Yeah, they would set it up. You were like, oh wow, I like Tyrese. Oh, this is, oh my god, he's dead.
When the lesbian gets the arrow through the eye.
I'm blanking.
She's in the middle of talking.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then she's still talking, and she starts getting slower until she just drops.
Man, they had
she wasn't lesbian, right? She was in a relationship with the one girl, right?
I'm trying to remember. It
goes like right through her glasses, doesn't it? She was like the doctor.
The doctor. That was when they invaded Alexandria. Right, yeah. And they were walking in the street, and that happened, and then she got shot, and then
and she still continues to talk, but it gets slower.
It was pretty bad. Yeah, I don't. It's been a while since I've watched Mothership again. Who else? I have somebody. Oh, a buddy of mine was just telling me he restarted, him and his new wife. They're starting from season 1. And I was like, all right, that's a long watch.
We're getting way off topic, but I was still with my kid's mother at the time when we started watching it. And then she couldn't take it anymore. But she said she would be upstairs in bed and I'd be downstairs watching it. And she's like, all I would hear is zombies. And I would go to sleep and I hate it. Like, not that she was like scared. She's like, it would just be in my head. I'm dreaming of zombies and the noise that they make. Because early on, you don't have nearly as many zombies making that noise. but later on, when you get the hordes and everything,
Oh, they're everywhere. And then next you know she's sleeping. You start feeling like hits and like, what the hell? She's hitting you. It's like, shut up, stop it. You're like, whoa, stop. What do you mean you're making that noise?
I've never had that with her.
Oh, that's good. No pillow over the face. That's good.
No.
It. Nice.
She did have a dream once that that I cheated on her, and she was mad at me for like 2 days.
Oh man.
Because she had a dream that I cheated on her, and she'll still bring it up to me. Like she'll send me reels when someone else talks about it in a reel. She'll send it to me, and she's like, "See, I'm not the only one."
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, you're all crazy.
Oh, crazy. Crazy.
Anyway.
All right, there we go. That was our own little side stories. Oh.
So then we get Cole. Cole has a guy follow him, then tells him, if you have a chance, take him out. Cole's just a screw up. We'll just say that.
One of the things they didn't point out here, and it could have been from the print that we were seeing, maybe if they would have shown the overhead drone shot, we thought Bigfoot was in the back seat with Tyson and Dwight.
Yeah,
I don't know, but he was riding in his own. He was riding in another pickup, I guess, because he's too, which makes sense if you think about it. He's Bigfoot. He's too big to sit in the back seat.
I also think, well, yeah, there's that, but I also think that Dwight had a feeling they were going to follow. Which still doesn't make any sense because they weren't paying attention when they get to the restaurant.
Yeah.
But then we see Grace and Bodie, and they're kind of going back and forth. I think they have really good chemistry together. They're bickering back and forth. I also, and again, this is when I really like Tyson. When Tyson is thrown in with Bodie, I think they do a really good job. But I think the way I see Grace and Bodie are the ones that have, in my opinion, some really good chemistry going back and forth.
She's evolved, and he brings that up, and I like that. That he was like, you've changed. He was like, yeah, it's obvious. Not just because some shows don't even acknowledge it.
Well, they haven't until now.
Yeah, this is it.
Because she was like total punk rocker.
Yeah.
And with that said, as a punk rocker myself, I've watched those people do that. Go from like total punk rocker, and then you show up to school, and next thing you're preppy, and you're like,
"Oh no! I never accepted that."
What?
No.
What happened here?
No. That right there. If I saw a big transformation like that, someone comes in and they're like full 180, and I was like, no, that's. Who are you? I get it as you get older. As you get older, we change. That's all. That makes perfect sense. Maybe I don't.
The change is that I there's a lot of people. There was a girl, Amy Jankow. We called her AJ. She hated being called AJ after that, and she had big, huge triple mohawk, and we hung out all the time.
Okay, all right.
And then one school year, we show up, and she now is super preppy, changed all her clothes.
But what's the month? What's the time frame? What do we look at? How long? Because usually when I would hear these things or I would see these things, it was like summer break. So we're looking at a few weeks.
10th grade. I think 9th to 10th grade.
I see. I know. I'm
so
against that.
Summer vacation. It was either 9th to 10th or 10th to 11th.
Like I could understand a gradual change. Things happen. Yeah, that's cool.
I'm not talking about like senior pictures where it's like my parents really want. Like, no, it was.
Again, we're drifting, but this is a trigger for me because I'm thinking of The Breakfast Club, and
I'm talking big, huge triple mohawk. I knew her. I knew her in middle school, so we were friends and everything, and I still liked her. I mean, we still were friends and everything.
She was still cool with you. She still liked the same music.
And then
she just changed her hair.
And then to top it off, I ran into her after we graduated. Now we're way off topic, but who knows? Way off topic. I run into her at the gym probably anywhere from 5 to 7 years after. She's like a personal trainer in great shape. She married one of the Italian.
Members of Hate Breed? Oh
no, one of the Italian popular girl's older brother. So we have a lot of I don't want to say not immigrants, but like nationalities. We have the Italians, the Chaldeans, and
everybody,
but different. They were really rich and everything, and she was just completely different. Just completely different, like a completely different person.
All right, so I guess it was a phase. I get it. All right.
I guess I met her as the phase
Yeah.
of her
Yeah.
being punk rocker, and then she
That's
changed, and
it. Just
it
I
was
guess.
weird to see. It was weird to see, and we remained friends, so I mean, it's not like a big deal. But
It only bothers me, and sorry that we drift so far, but it's still related because we're talking about Grace here, and it's just and Bodie brought it up and blamed Bodie. He was like, "Oh, you changed. Look at you."
not Bodie's
Blame
fault.
Bodie because I was just watching The Breakfast Club again with my daughter, and remember they do the cleanup. You got the dandruff girl and stuff. She looks all pretty because the pretty girl, the popular girl, fixes her up, and then all of a sudden now the jock likes her, and they're going to be a thing. See, but that's not really her though. That's not her. She looks like that now, but come Monday, she's going to go back to looking like the way she did before, and she should because that is who she is. I didn't see anything wrong with that.
What was funny about this girl was she still listened to all that music and everything.
Of course,
but she never really let anyone know after that because so many people had forgot. Anyway,
that's cool. All right, there we go. We're back in the car. Okay, there we go.
Back in the car.
Back in the car. All right.
But anyway, they get a call from the guy that killed Bodie's friend saying Art. I can't remember his name. Do you know where Bill is? He never came home last night. And now I thought he picked up the phone, but for some odd reason, Grace knew.
She heard it. Well, it's quiet. Maybe the guy's screaming. You know. Speaker.
He wasn't screaming because we heard him. Either way, she's like, "This is weird. Like this is this is weird. Where could he be?" And then quickly we see where Bill is.
Yeah.
Which I believe it looks like it was the same place that we seen Musso when he'd been calling Dwight.
Yeah. Yep. He's holding him in that holding room. It's not a cell. Yeah. It's a table and stuff. And
it's not a cell. There's a guard outside.
And that's the last time we see him. And that's the upsetting part of this because this is a season finale.
There was too much built up with him.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. So then we see Mitch and Cleo driving. They get pulled over by a police officer on a motorcycle. Yeah. And then we quickly go back to Dwight. And Dwight sees the car following him. Calls up Bigfoot. That's when we realize Bigfoot wasn't in the backseat. Here's the other thing you guys have to understand. A lot of the times the screeners that we're watching, when you see like all the background when they're driving, it's just a blue screen or a green screen or whatever.
Yeah.
So
there's some things that some scenes are a little modified and changed up and stuff like that. So we didn't get a good view of it, and they never addressed it. So we just assumed it wasn't until after all this. But yeah.
And then he
get to the gas station.
Yeah, we get to the gas station. And I feel like this was the setup. Like Dwight, I think probably we don't see it on camera. He tells Bigfoot we're gonna pull over.
Is the plan?
These people follow us, which they do. And I found it kind of odd because like they go in and there's a little bit of bickering and joking between Dwight and Tyson.
Talking about
we see these people get out, but I swear the one guy, if I was correct, had a shoulder holster. They're in Oklahoma, so maybe they carry these, you know. But then we see Bigfoot out there, and you can see him through the window beating the crap
just going to town on them. Now, I'm just surprised that if they were following Dwight, then they know that the truck behind Dwight was also part of his entourage.
Well, these guys didn't seem like the smartest guys.
I guess
I think that's what we're getting. Like everyone that Cole hires, they're just a bunch of idiots. They're you'll get this reference,
but then
they're the Spirit Squad.
Oh, the Spirit Squad. There we go.
They're the Spirit Squad.
Group. Oh yeah, there's only one that's still doing anything. Dolph Ziggler, and he's over in TNA now. But I think everybody else from that group they retired. But yeah, that was.
They weren't real wrestlers. They were actually some of them were his friends.
Wasn't Zack Ryder? I think Zack Ryder was also.
Some of them were his actual friends. Or no, that was the Mean Street Posse. That was his actual friends. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, I was thinking. I did mean the Mean Street Posse. I didn't mean the Spirit Squad.
Yep.
Or
That was an old cut, people. If you remember
Yeah.
that, with the whole the wrestlers that were
okay, we can't get
part
off
of
the
the
tangents.
Jim.
We're
Yeah,
about to get
yeah.
off 2 tangents.
Like, all right, let's bring this up. The year was
But
1998.
but you're onto something here. They beat the crap out of him and then they leave. Why wouldn't Dwight or any of the other guys been like, let's make sure there's no one else around? Because Cole was at the other gas station watching.
He's
They
always
know what
watching.
Cole drives. They know what he looks like.
Yeah.
He's this big lug, right? So I mean, why didn't they look around and see, hey, is there maybe somebody else? But they don't. They just take off, and Cole, is once again, defeated.
Yep.
Uh,
Off it goes.
so let's see here.
I think now this is when we get back to the police, the cop, right, with Mitch and Cleo, and he starts asking questions. He tells them, right, we had told that he's like, oh, which made no sense. He's like, Cole told me to introduce myself or something to that effect, and I was like, all right,
No,
well,
after he asked him to get out, I believe.
yeah, after he said, but it didn't go anywhere. Besides, he handcuffed him, but I thought he was going to.
I think
beat
he
the
was
crap out
basically
of
just
Mitch.
saying, like, hey,
But he then flips back to like Mr. Good Old Cop. He was like, "Do you have a license for this?" And it's like, with the booze. Oh,
well, again, he
no.
can still, if he has him on something, then he can take him. But I mean,
I
if he
guess, but
doesn't, he can't really go back to be like, oh, I pulled them over.
The way I saw it, though, I thought because Cole has been given the okay to just let loose, right, to end at least Dwight and maybe the whole entourage. If that's the case, and this guy's on the take, you're on a dirt road, it's desolate. I didn't see any of the cars driving around. There's no buildings. Then that's it. Pop, throw them in the back seat. And
He'd done it while they were driving.
Yeah, he could have done that while he was driving.
Without a service pistol.
Exactly, the one in his boot. He definitely could have, but no. He says, "Do you have a license?" No. But you know what, officer, you're right. I got some guns. Yep, some guns are underneath the boxes there. And he's like, "Oh, okay." And he leans over to look. I mean, he was very trusting, this officer. I'm pretty sure if there's anyone
Well,
who's
they were
listening who's in
handcuffed
law
together.
still, it was still close enough to reach.
I know.
It's one thing. It's like, oh, I have them handcuffed, a few meters away. No, they're right there. They go, they slam the trunk door on him a few times. They knock this dude out, grab his keys, unhook themselves, pop his bike tire, get in the car, and take off. Now they're moonshiners.
Now, they took off. They took off super fast. I'm thinking, you destroyed his radios. He can't follow you, and there's no one else around. You didn't have to speed away like that, but whatever. I guess it makes more dramatic.
More dramatic. It looked cool. It had that Dukes of Hazzard feel from the camera angle.
Yep.
Like she got the smoke coming up, and it's like, where they're gonna go now?
And then we have Cole calling Jeremiah. Pretty much tell him to screw up. I can't do anything right.
You're right, Father. I took my shirt off.
Yeah,
no more. I didn't earn my camo.
Definitely not the greatest family. And then we have then we jump to Dwight and them checking in the hotel, and I think this is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I thought I made this. I did not make the audio.
Oh, you didn't do it? Okay.
I thought I did. I have the other one though for the restaurant. All right, for Vince, but
he checks in as Caruso. So, and he pays cash, and the guy asks, he said, "Can I have your phone number?" He said, "No, you cannot."
Exactly. That's the way he said it, real nonchalant. No, you cannot. Can I get the room key? Oh, yes, sir. Oh, okay, thank you. Here we go.
And then upstairs, Dwight is, he's talking to them, and he explains Quiet Ray. And, this is where, I think this is where you see Tyson learn what the difference is between, a gangbanger and a gangster.
You think he learned that? I do not. I still think he's living in his own world.
Okay, I think this is where it's explained the difference between a gangster and a gangbanger, right? There's a
Yeah.
reason why something's called organized crime. And
Yeah.
he said, he makes people go away quietly.
Yeah, that was
That's where
his
he gets
thing.
his
What
name.
he's been gang leader for like over 20 plus years. He's been running the show and
25 years, I think.
25, yeah, 25 years. And he says, yeah, he's a little bit scared of him. He said the same thing. He's like, this is he's no joke. And like you said, he makes people disappear. That's where he gets the quiet Ray. He'll sneak up on you, not physically. He'll have somebody come get you, and you'll disappear.
And Dwight is smart. I mean, you can say what you want about him. Dwight is smart.
Oh no, yeah.
He would have been a made man had he not gone away for 25 years.
Even sooner, because if you remember in prior seasons, they gave him the chance to just come back. And he
But I'm
nah,
just saying,
I'll
had he
just
not
stay
gone
here.
away, he would have been a made man.
Yeah. He didn't snitch.
But then we have another more Bodie and Grace talking. And then Mitch and Cleo show up at this church.
Mm-hmm.
And they're a little confused.
It's Father Boozer. That's it. They come across Father Boozer. He opens up the
and
door.
He's like, well, maybe talk to Dwight about it when you see him. And then he says something about unloading, and they turn around and they're already unloading it.
But they also received an envelope of cash. That's what I'm assuming is in there. He just like hands them. He's like, "Oh, thanks. Oh,
well, it's all under the table." So.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, don't worry about it. My guys are unloading here. I was waiting for him to come in. Hey, you want to go to do a little Bible study? You look like you're troubled. It's like do something like that. I was like, all right, but it's all a front. Again, Dwight has interesting contacts. I wouldn't mind more of this. If let's say he sends people on these missions, I need you to go pick something up from this and this and that, and it's just like random. Like we saw this one. The next one could be someone at a laundromat. And it's like, oh yeah, what you need is in the dryer. What is that? Yeah, dryer 6. You go to dryer 6, find like some pants or whatever, a duffel bag full of stuff. It'll be interesting. It's like, damn, he knows all these shady people.
And that's interesting. But I guess it's his job. They didn't know who Bill was. So they did have connections out there. That's why he was sent out there originally.
Yeah.
But then we get to the hotel. We see Ray showing up, and they're both waiting for a specific time.
That I didn't like this scene. There's very few scenes I didn't like, and this I didn't like. This killed time because they're both looking literally at the clock, and he's like, "Your clock is wrong." This is what Ray's saying, and then you got Dwight pacing and doing like the with the hands, playing with the hands and looking at the clock. I was like, "Whoa, what is this?" Just get to it.
Yeah, and there was. I didn't really see a purpose, so if you know the reason, please leave it in the description. I didn't understand the reason for it, but then we go to they're just kind of sitting down, and Dwight's asked why Vince is there.
Yes, that he does. He brings this stuff.
Fuck is Vince doing here?
Well, you don't like him?
The truth?
Yeah.
He's a waste of fucking hair.
A waste of. I've heard a lot of things. I've heard people say all kinds of stuff to each other to insult. I've never heard, "Yo, you're a waste of hair. Look at you. You look like you're just sucking up all the Aquanet. Look at this. What is this? You just raided a Ricky's? You're a mess."
That girl Amy that I told you about, she used a lot of Aquanet. I guess she had a triple mohawk. Triple mohawk. All right.
Isn't that called a Liberty? The Liberty spikes or something like that when you
get
that crazy?
Her hair was here and then here. And she had it up all the time.
Man, we got to get in contact with her, see if she can come on the show. We want to see pictures. We'll call it the throwback hour. And I want to see all these images. I got some crazy. I haven't really changed much. Maybe that says something about me with my growth. You see my hair. People probably don't know I have it, but it's long. It's always been long. I cut it only a few times, and it was by accident because the person trimming it cut it too short and gave me, what do they call it, the mom cut or whatever. I was like, yeah, I can't do anything. Yeah, they give me the bob. I was like, I can't do anything with it. I was like, just shave the whole shit off now. Now I got to start all over. But I'm gonna keep growing it until my hair falls out. That's the bet.
I wish all mine would just fall out and I never have to shave it again. It's such a pain.
Oh, it's
Anyway.
fun. But all right, so that happens.
So this is Bill. I'm sorry. Dwight really thinks that Ray nabbed Bill, that he's trying to flip Bill because they've already tried. And this is where, again, this is why this should be a mid-season finale, because Dwight's getting mad at Ray. Like, what did you do with Bill? And as we know, Ray has no clue what he's talking about.
And at this point, we're seeing it from a far out shot, and it's Cole there. He's hearing all of this, and I guess at first I was like, "Oh, he's just going to eavesdrop and just gather information and just say, hey, Dad, guess what? I got all this good." No, he
has both Tyson and Bigfoot there, and they don't notice this big, goofy looking guy Cole there. And then Cole and the guy put a ski mask on right there. Now, this is one of those things where
can you imagine you're working it? Because remember, they ordered their drinks at the table, and people they're walking around, and it's broad daylight. I understand if it's at night, shady people, it's packed. Maybe they should have done that. Had this at night, had it packed with a lot of people. Maybe they're in the far off corner. Have Cole go to the bathroom and do this change in the bathroom, and then come out with the gun like, "Oh, everybody."
Cole already would not have. He would have already stood out like a sore thumb, because this seemed to be like a very classy restaurant. And where he was at, and he's right at the bar, and I'm like, no one else notices.
Wasn't it just a hotel restaurant?
Yeah, it's a whole. But hotel restaurants are usually very nice.
But
So the way he's sitting there, but they put the ski mask on like right in front of the bartender.
Oh no, that's a problem. That is definitely.
No one was like, "Hey, these guys are putting a ski mask on."
If that's the case, then the first person he pops should be the bartender who saw his face, right? You take out the guy who saw your face. Why are you putting on the mask after the fact?
But at this day and age, there's got to be cameras all around there, especially in a hotel.
Yeah. Oh, of course. See, well, this is Cole. He's gonna drop the ball.
Yeah,
right? He drops the ball on all the other missions that he sent on, and there you go. Here's the downfall.
And what doesn't make any sense is,
camera saw him. A little
why
girl
wouldn't
in the
you
corner.
walk right up? Why wouldn't you just walk right up to them and pop them? But no, he said shooting across it. They shot at least one or two people.
Oh, how cool that would have been if he would have came with like a great one of them. Like, say, hey, this is for my father. And pop him. That would have been awesome. But he couldn't do that because then Bigfoot would come and throw him through a window. And...
Well, I thought, this was supposed to be a season finale, and I was thinking this could be where Bigfoot jumps in front. He ends up getting taken out.
Oh, I was definitely expecting some. I thought it was going to be Tyson. I thought Tyson, because think about it.
That was our wish.
We heard all that was the wish. We heard all the stuff about, oh, I don't feel like I'm a man, right? He's not questioning if he's a man, talking about the firemen running in, saving children and other people from burning buildings. That's the mainly thing, right? Then he has that walk, right before all this. So showing that swagger walk. Yeah, this is my macho walk, right? It's like, okay, you're doing all this stuff and you want to show that you're growing and you're a better man or a man. And here it is. Maybe you see that Cole's coming out. Of course, it's Bigfoot that screams out, gun, that whole thing. But it should have been Tyson. And I thought maybe Tyson would run to protect his boss, and then he gets popped.
No, again, that was our hope.
Wait a minute. Do we even know? What if he did die? No, he didn't. No, forget it.
He didn't.
Rewind. That's right. I forgot there was more scene after that.
But
that would have been cool.
Yeah, but they shoot up the place. These are really thick, like they look like marble tables. So bullets aren't going through him. We have Ray starts yelling at Dwight that he's a dead man. And he's like, "That's for me!" Like he's proud of it or something. Like, those bullets are for me. Don't you?
No. But he's just that's so proud. But hey, they were trying to take me out, not you. Don't get it twisted. They don't care about.
And then they just run out. Like nobody. Like again, hey, two guys in ski masks just shot up the damn place.
It's TV land. There you go.
But then we see Mitch and Cleo having dinner, and this is where she starts saying, Tulsa never ends well for me.
I didn't like this scene.
No, but I have a feeling she's going to stick around.
The way she said it was more like, I have to go. But yeah, she sort of still has to stick around because isn't she still tied with the 50?
Yes,
right? She's getting unless she's just going to start getting checks in the mail, if that's the type of thing.
could be. But nothing else really happens. And then we see Goody at the bar. Remember, they no longer own a weed shop, or maybe they do, and we just don't know. Maybe this is
Nah,
where Dwight keeps
it's
his
on
money.
break. It's on
Um,
break.
And we see all these cops there. And I just assumed the cops were shutting down the place. But the cops were there to notify Goody or whoever was there that they found Armand's body. He hung himself, I think, in a hotel room. Now I don't know why they
everywhere.
why did they go to the bar?
They didn't have a contact number. The bar doesn't have a phone number. Got to do everything in person.
They go there to notify not next of kin. And
well, maybe they already did that. We have to assume
no, because remember, Goody calls Dwight to tell Dwight, and Dwight says, "Has anyone notified his wife?"
Oh
no, the police came to tell you at the bar that he had nothing to do with it.
Nice. You see, the police get their priorities straight here. There you go. It's like, who do we contact? We contact this shady boss first.
We don't see a body. We never see anything about Armand. And I believe Armand was brought up too many times, and I believe Musso, the FBI agent, brought him up one too many times for him to actually just be gone.
I think they're saying he's gone, so it's like out of sight, out of mind. And then he can sneak around and follow them and track them and do whatever spy stuff the agent Musso wants him to do.
Well, he can't spy because they're like, it'd be like,
well, they gotta have him do something, right?
Remember? No, but they told him he's dead. You remember in Talladega Nights where they say
shake and bake?
What? But shake and bake. Remember when they tell him the story that the one kid died the night before? And then he's like hiding behind the car, and he's like, "Hey, he's right there." You remember?
No!
You don't remember that part?
I'm trying to remember when he was younger and he was doing hanging out.
No. It's like they're trying to get him. They're trying to give him a reason to race, and they're like, God.
This is when he lost
it's
it.
The guy,
but then his dad put in
a
tiger in the car.
No, the guy from Third Rock from the Sun. Not Third Rock from the Sun. From 30 Rock. The really weird kid.
Okay.
They say he's like the crew. He's not the crew chief because that was the big guy that passed away. But he was saying like he was working here and like the car fell on him. He was like, but he's like looking and he's like, "Hey, isn't it? He's right there." And they're like, "You weren't supposed to show yourself." That's what would be that would be if they sent Armand. And Dwight's like, "Wait a minute, I thought you hung yourself."
Well, they got to figure out something. People in the comments, like, what do you think is going to happen with Armand? Now, the actor was in an interview and they asked him that question. Oh, what's your future plans? Or are you part of Tulsa? He says he's very much still part of it. And what's happening now is a storyline. Just keep watching.
But maybe that was in his contract that hey,
exactly, just to stay shut.
Yeah, we don't want people, but
it's like the Red Wedding. Game of Thrones.
Yeah, normally when someone leaves a show like that, there's a reason. Like, hey, yeah, they're killing me off, whatever. He hasn't been on all season.
But they keep talking about him. Yeah, they keep bringing him up. Though that's it. Yeah,
just brought up too much. But anyway, and then the end, we have Dwight calling Ray, and Ray does not answer the phone.
Oh, that's
the end of the season. And then I'm like, what? Is there an episode 7 that they didn't tell us about?
Ah, man, there should be. And you brought it up, and I think it's what's going on here is that they are filming one long season. This should have been a mid-season break. This did not feel like a finale. Now it's it's a big cliffhanger, but everything's a cliffhanger. Nothing got resolved at all to this.
No,
the Dunmire situation is still going on. What happened to Mark, the dad, right? Tyson's dad. He was no show in this one as well.
He isn't really mad. I mean, that doesn't bother me because he isn't always on here. But again, there's just some things like
there's a lot.
They added more, in my opinion. That that bothers me.
Yeah, and then what? They're gonna have Chloe leave. Was that just a fling?
I
This
don't.
whole
I
thing.
don't.
What was the point? I don't know if she played that big of a
I think
part
they're just trying to
anyway.
add something, so you're like, hey, is
Maybe.
Chloe still going to be on next season?
What is the point of Spencer besides the family relation there? It's like I give more lines to Spencer. We saw that earlier a few episodes back where she was getting attacked and Cole helped, and then last episode he showed up and talked to her a little bit at the bar, and then that was it. It was done. It went nowhere. What's going on here? So we have more questions than answers going on with this. We still don't know what's up with Special Agent Musso. What's his plan now that he has Bill?
Yeah, the
You
watch.
can't keep him.
The
The watchmaker
never brought up.
Never brought up. I guess we
That's
have to wait
why-
for him to blow up Dunmire's house, right? That's the next time we'll probably see him because that's what he's going to
That's
do.
worth it. That's
Yeah. So
there's just some things. Yeah, some things. That
So-
I'm just like,
I mean, the only prediction I could say is going forward is I think I could see that happening. I could see that, let's say the news report, maybe we don't even see it on camera pictures. Like, oh, the guy went and did it. He blew up Dunmire's house. And everybody was in it except Cole. And now Cole is in charge of the family and the organization and all that. And he's the leader. And now he's going after Dwight to go take him out. He kills Tyson. And then they have to kill Tyson. Tyson has to. It's not so much of the actor. There's not a hate toward the actor. It's just a character. Just doesn't fit.
Not good.
It's not good. It's not a good fit. Bodie, Grace, Bigfoot, even Bigfoot. Everybody has a place. Goody, perfect. Henchman on the side. I got you back. Tyson, I'm just not. If he's a driver, be the driver.
The character development where he's at now should have been, into season 2. Like that should have been the beginning of season 2. That he should have been developed where he is, and he hasn't developed.
Should have changed. Should have developed like the way Grace did.
And with that said, as much as I don't like him, because of that, we all have friends that are the same character that they were.
Yeah, and then we wish we could get rid of them too. And there we go. So it's all full circle, full circle. But we do want the dad to stick around, so maybe that could be the vengeance story. Let's get a little darker.
That's what I said.
Tyson dies. The dad shows up. Dwight's like, yeah, you don't have to be it. Yes, I do. I have to do this for my son. And it's like, okay, all right, there you go. And then he comes in to help out. We can go there. But overall, as a season, from a scale of 1 to 10, man, this is rough because I was excited for this. I was expecting something big in this, and this was a letdown. So I'd probably have to give this a mid, a 7. Yeah.
6 or 7.
Yeah,
I mean 7 is a passing grade. I guess it's passing, like low.
It's
7.
entertaining. It's entertaining, but
some parts. But it would be, again, if you told us, hey, you know what, this is when season 4 is coming out, then you're like, all right. But now it's just like, all right, where is it? Like more questions. Unlike, let's say, a show like Cobra Kai, where yes, there was always these cliffhangers, but we knew that the season was coming, and they're kind of like, "Hey, this is what we're doing." And I just, it could have been more.
It could have been more. There should have been more, and we'll find out eventually. I gotta look at the schedule. Because I don't know how long.
Eventually,
I'm wondering if they're filming it now, like Slow Horses, where they already filmed the next season and have moved on to the following one. I don't know. I got to look this up to find out, and I'll let you guys know if I find out anything. But that was a season finale. It's not much to talk about, and that's what you're hyped, right? You want like, oh man, get ready! All this, it was a shootout.
I was expecting. I mean, you tell me that. You're telling me that this is season 3 finale. I'm expecting some sort of resolution on certain aspects. Yes, I expect a hangover. I expect a cliffhanger, but they started with cliffhangers right at the beginning, and they didn't pay off anything throughout the season.
No, Margaret's gone. We didn't see her come up at all in this one. Cal,
not at all.
The whole point of
Okay.
him running for governor, I thought that was going to play a big factor in the season. It didn't. It didn't do anything because I figured, oh, he's going to, scratch my back. I'll scratch yours. You're going to help me out with this whole booze operation. Nope, that hasn't happened yet. None of
So,
that's come to pass.
I guess
So
we'll see.
we'll see. But hey, if you made it this far, thank you. That's amazing. We did a lot of rambling in this episode. We talked about Mohawks, Breakfast Club, Talladega Nights, classic movies you should go watch. That's it. There's some good stuff out there. Anything that Stallone's put together pretty much is a solid choice. We talked about Rocky V.
I don't know about that.
I like the Expendable series.
Stop where
Those
my
are
mom
good.
will shoot.
All right, well, we don't have to talk about all of these things, but the big franchise, Rambo, go rewatch Rambo. Yeah, there were some good ones. All right, everybody.
I didn't say that.
We didn't say. There we go.
There are good ones. You're right.
There are good ones. They're good ones. All right, so everybody, thanks again. Like, subscribe. We will be back for. I'll be back for the Mayor of Kingstown. That's on Sunday. Lawrence and I will be back for the season finale of Slow Horses for season 5. So that's coming to a wrap as well. And then, from there, like I mentioned, we also got Landman season 2, which
That's not till November.
Not till November, but it's
They
creeping.
made-
We're almost at the end of October now.
I know. That's been November. That I'll be gone for till then.
Yeah.
I mean, I will be gone off YouTube.
No, he'll be around.
I know that will be off
He's
YouTube.
All right, everybody. Let's wrap this up.
All right, take care.
Whoa. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yep, take care.